Now, the next step, he talked about the robot or AI that is being made by Tesla and his own group. He also has that company, Neuralink, right? To where, all the things there are amazing, right?
Yeah.
I've been blind in my right eye, was born blind, but with a perfect optical nerve. Perfect,
Really?
Yeah, it's when you see those little kids and they put the heavy glasses on them and they try to strengthen their one eye. They were doing that just after me, right? They tried to do that with a contact lens and they tried to, that means I had to put a patch on my good eye. I was like in first grade. It didn't work. I'd walk outside and I'd stick it on the brick and I'd go play, right? It could have worked. I didn't do it. So I'm blind. But what I've been told is at some point there's going to be something in the future.
Yeah.
Because everything's there. The brain has just said, we can see fine, right?
Yeah.
There's actually been instances where somebody's lost their eye, like me, and the other eye will actually start to engage and get better vision.
Yeah.
Well, Neuralink, I've been told, can. If everything's right there, and it's just a matter of saying, hey, let's look out of this eye too. Right?
Yeah.
Let's look out of that right eye. It's caused me some different problems in life, me not having that true depth perception and things like that, and as well as I'm right-handed, but I've had to learn how to shoot a bow and guns and all sorts of different things left-handed because I can't see
exactly.
well enough. And so Neuralink is really amazing. And that is one specific thing that I've heard that they have pretty much said they think they can do. They can
basically cure blindness.
And if the eye's good and the optical nerve, if everything's there, for whatever reason I'm not doing it right, they can find that little spot, engage
Send the signal.
say, start seeing, right? Those are amazing things. So I think all of these things can enhance us. The worry I have is is the expert factor, right? What do they say, 10,000 hours?
Yeah.
If you want to learn, I think we've got people that can play the violin. We also have streaming music that we could listen to a violin.
Yeah.
And we want to know who's played that, right?
Yeah.
Now, there is the beauty. I think we could eliminate people from playing the violin right now, right? We've had that technology, from CDs at this point, right? CDs even go back 20, 30 years. We want to see that person that's got the gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Something about the human experience of actually being in the room with that person who's mastered it.
Now, so is Neuralink going to make it so that I want to be a master violinist? And so we light up those areas of the brain, we do it, and I can play the violin. I don't know. Why not, right? If that's the focus of it, to do it. But to me, that human experience altogether, it's like we want hard things.
Yeah. Exactly.
If everything, it's like if you go to I've heard this one example. I think it was on one of those Welcome to the Twilight Zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy he was a gambler and he was always wanting to go to the casino and he was going to play. He ends up going to this place. Well, he never loses, right?
Yeah.
Every 21, he's hitting blackjack, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, this isn't even fun. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not even fun. Let me lose like every other time, right?
Yeah.
And then give me a shot to lose. You know what I mean? That's why I do this. And it was boring, right?
Yeah.
We need that now. So are we going to create something that's just going to eliminate us because we aren't going to be happy and things like that? I don't know. I'm going to embrace it all.
Yeah.
I think that all of the things that we're creating could be a detriment. We've had weapons that could destroy the world 10 times over already.
Yeah.
We've had that for 75 years, plus. And we haven't destroyed the world.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks we're burning the world up now. I question that even, right? I think Mother Nature is doing just fine. She's on her cycle, and we can't put too much stuff out there. If we think we're doing, why not minimize it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not be stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, how the hell do we think that we're going to be impacting this earth that's been here way before we were? And in fact, we were probably almost wiped out a couple different times. and it just keeps going, and more people keep coming, and
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so there's some things that have gone extinct. Why was that the case? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here in a very exciting time.
Yeah.
It's a very crazy time. So I didn't hear Jordan Peterson give that spiel. I kind of tripped over it a couple different ways, and somebody sent me something saying we were going to be replaced, or they were going to be replaced. Man, it's a pretty powerful tool from what I've seen so far, and very interesting. I think how do we get to maximize that, right?
Yeah.
So one other area, sorry, and I was going to say this before. You could write something, and you could actually practice some of that stuff. I mean, it said it could take the SAT, and do a pretty good,
Yeah.
just from the language side of it.
Yeah.
This thing's not thinking.
No,
right?
It's
It
just
just fills
analyzing
in the
language.
blanks from.
Yeah.
And so, what is language? Well, coding in computers language, mathematics is a language, right? 1 + 1 = 2. That's
Exactly.
language, right? And maybe simple. So, to me, that's a very interesting thing. What do we do to replace anybody, right?
Yeah.
So I think if you aren't shooting for the stars and you're not trying to make an amazing life, right, and stretch and go for it, I think there's a lot of people that could be replaced. People like, what about our minimum wage right now?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I don't want a lot of people to be decimated, but this type of stuff, to me, every time we've made major advancements,
There's so much opportunity.
and we've almost solved the hunger problem, right? If we didn't have hatred and things out there,
Yeah, exactly.
and control and power and things like that, I mean, we're growing more food than we ever have, in smaller plots of ground, and we could do a better job of how we're doing that, and we will. I think that's it. We will find better ways. Energy. Why are we trying to use wind and solar when we got this vast amount? We should be using them all, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I mean, we're going to use wind on a car. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The wind stops blowing. I mean, there's oil and gas has made this world what it is now. You can put, if an average guy can put gas in his car, right? So what I'm saying is we've got better cars. They can go further. We can advance, all these things. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that all of this just adds to our life. It makes it easier and makes us stretch more.
Yeah. Well, and I think the people that are willing to, like, anytime there's new technology that comes along, right? All it does is add to your life and cut out things that are kind of tedious that you don't necessarily want to do, and just kind of consolidates it, makes it quicker and easier for you to do or access or whatever. And I think the people that are willing to work hard and take advantage of it, they are usually the ones that come out on top. And so I think right now, I mean, it's crazy even for me to be the age of 22, doing what I'm doing, making the amount of money I'm making without a college degree. I mean, I never went to any schooling. And I think that as technology progresses, if you have the work ethic and you're willing to put in the time and effort to learn the technology and anything like that, then you can really provide yourself with a great life. And even like in real estate, this is something that you're trying to get into as well, with utilizing social media more, right? Putting in the time to understand how it works and maximize the amount of money you could make from it, right?
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of people shy away from, because, I mean, there's this great opportunity there, and they just aren't willing to either put in the work or put in the time to understand how it works. I think it's similar to the AI stuff or the chat GBT. If you're willing to put in the time, the effort to work with it instead of be scared of it, then you can make a lot of money, you can do a lot of great things, and it can really improve your life.